So we're back with part 2 of my mysterious hip pain. Okay, where do I start? I went to the doctor, again, and we did a lidocaine injection into my hip, and this was yesterday morning. At first I felt a lot of pain, but I also had that very similar pain after my last injection with a steroid, but that was even worse. Why do you always bring me a toy when I start recording? Is it just because I'm talking and you got to be part of my world? It's a ducky. Well, it's Mallard. I'm supposed to monitor my hip and my pain through the day, if it was there, if it wasn't. They gave me a pain chart, but as I because at first the doctor said, well, it can't be your hip if you're still in pain, because we just numbed the injection actually went into the casing around the hip itself, the joint. So he's like, if it's in pain, then it can't be that. I said, well, here, I was like, wait, hold on. We're talking about one pain of many pains. And I was like, there are pains that I know are muscle structures, because my muscles are tight from everything. Did you just bite my toe? Did you just bite my toe? Because the duck was on my foot, so you bit my toe. Thank you. So I could use the videos. Anyway, so I couldn't use their paperwork because their paperwork basically said every hour do a 0 to 10 on your pain. And I'm like, well, which pain? That pain that I can still feel, my groin pain, the deep pain from the what do we want? And so I was trying to mark it. I was like, this isn't gonna work. This is not gonna work. So I made my own little sheet. And what I found was after the injection, I had a lot more mobility, a lot less impact pain, like when I was walking or jumping or running, which I don't do a lot of. The general deep pain I'd feel from just the underside of my glute, that went away. I still have hamstring tightness and IT band and fascia, a lot of pains. And those are all, I expect those. But here's the thing. I'm a massage therapist, and one thing I am good at telling is muscle pain versus that's not muscle. One good hint is if I'm in that much pain and I can touch it, it's probably not the muscle. And so a lot of the deep pain, a lot of the stuff inside stopped hurting. But that doesn't exactly mean it's the joint. It could be a little bit. It could be I went to PT a few hours after I got the injection, so we did some light work. He thinks it's either something going on with the hip joint, or because I have a bunch of damage in my lower spine, the lower spine is sending signals to the hip, or some type of referring pain to the hip, or causing everything to be tight towards the hip. There's a lot that's going on. However, my doctor wants me to do 6 weeks of PT and then get back to him about where I am. So my PT gave me a few different things I have to do. Luckily, he's starting slow with me. We're doing I think it's six exercises, one time a day. I've already done them today. I did them last night. Some are more comfortable than others. One of the things I have a lot of trouble on is the leg extension when you're on your stomach and you just kind of raise the leg up. It was let me do it this angle. So if I was laying, let's say this is my good leg, this is my bad leg. No, actually, let's reverse it. So it's usually good leg, bad leg. So my good leg will come up here. This one goes to here and stops. And I can't get it to shift up anymore. It doesn't, there's muscles obviously involved and I feel them, but it doesn't feel like the muscle is just really tight because I'm not getting pain from muscle. It just feels like it goes, nope, we're not going to rotate any further. And I'm like, that's cool. That's nice. Yesterday doing the quad set, which is bearing down with your quad. You basically are on your back, there's a towel or a pillow under your knee, and you bear down. And that hurt a lot in the groin. That was a 5 out of 10, but I got through it. It didn't hurt as much today. I think I still have some reprieve going on from the injection, and I did read that it can last longer than normal lidocaine injections, where it's 4 or 6 hours. It can actually last much longer. And some people actually find that an injection of lidocaine into the hip can solve a lot of problems. So I'm hoping maybe it'll last just by putting stuff in and making it adjust. Because one thing I did find is, even though I wasn't in pain and I didn't need a limp, my brain still wanted me to limp because it wants to protect it because that's what it's used to having to do. So I'm still not walking with quite the same hobble, which will probably help my stance a lot. But it was really interesting because it first felt like my right leg was too short, and then as I kept walking in circles, I was on the phone with my mom just walking and getting a feel for everything. Then I started feeling it was the longer leg. I was like, okay, so my brain isn't used to walking on this leg correctly. So I started doing that. And then I went to an appointment for something else. I'm not going to say what. We'll talk about it when I go through with it. But there's stairs up and down, and I had to hurry to get there and back because I was kind of cutting it close with PT. And so I was like, oh, and just by then it'd been 4 hours or 4 or 5 hours since the injection. 4 hours, I think. And I was feeling it as I was going on the stairs this time because it was like, okay, impact. And I was like, not fun. So we're still in the session of we don't know. We don't know what the pain is. We're still waiting to find out what the pain is. And I'll be here when they figure it out because I have nowhere else to be. But, I mean, the main goal is reduction of pain, if nothing else, while we're trying to figure it out. Excuse me, I'm always drinking a diet soda when you get me. And don't give me shit about diet soda. I'm under that belief of one woman, it's like, if you don't want calories, drink diet soda. If you don't want chemicals, don't drink any sodas. But it keeps me from needing to crave sugar as much, so I'll take it. And I don't gain weight from it, so yeah. But yeah, don't give me shit on that. I don't give a shit. Yeah, so we're just gonna wait to see another 6 weeks. So this will be a bit of a gap time probably between this video and part 3. But at that point, if I'm still having trouble, the doctor wants to see me again, and we'll go from there. I know the PT said, like, and I were talking about how probably if it's not going away, we should probably go into and do the surgery on the herniated disc because it's a very non-invasive surgery where they just go in microscopically and off the little part that protrudes, and then see if because I have so much injury back there, it's not worth it. Yeah. But the PT people seem really nice, and there was an old woman there when I was in the waiting room. Her name was Dorothy. She was like, she was like, I think late 70s, maybe ear 80s. She just kind of started talking to me, and I'm fine with that. So yeah, everything so far, I'm meeting a lot of nice people, which is really nice because I have had so many, as we all know, I've had a lot of shit people and a lot of shit experiences with doctors and stuff, and not even good PT either. I had some good PT. My last PT girl, great woman, the one before that, while she was nice, she didn't give me, she was like more like I have to be nice, not that I really cared about being nice, and didn't really help. What I really like though is this guy's giving me some options. Like, I can't do the clam on my side. One, because hip hurts, both hips are not ideal for that, but also it hurts my back. So he's like, well, here, let's do it. You can do it when you're seated. So he showed me how to do it seated. And I'm like, cool, that works. We'll do it that way. Yeah, so I'll be back in 6 weeks, at least with this series of the mysterious hip pain. And other than that, I'll just keep throwing out video games that no one really watches, but that's okay. It's my hobby. It's fun. And I make friends. All right. Thank you for putting up with me again for this short little duration. And I'll see you in 6 weeks with hopefully some sort of update. That's not shit, not another, we don't know. Good luck. All right. No, I'm good, Iris. We're good. Okay. Bye-bye.